So Donald Trump did a tweet. So it's the 3rd of March, and yesterday Donald Trump dropped a small little tweet that sent the market going crazy. It is about a strategic crypto reserve that included specific coins, XRP, Sol, and ADA. A lot of people started talking about why isn't there Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then later on he added that to the tweet. As you can imagine, Bitcoin did a $10,000 move on top of that news. But there are some conflicting information that I need everyone to understand and to give quite an understanding on the market, because we may not be out of the woods yet. Now, this week is going to be extremely important. Friday, especially Friday, because we have non-farm data, we have a whole bunch of economic data, and most importantly, there's going to be the White House is hosting the first crypto summit on Friday. Yowza, that's going to be an interesting week. So, are we expecting a huge run up or a pullback or a combination between the two? Now, if you look at Bitcoin in the weekly time frame, we see this amazing bullish wick that has been developed. And what's also really good is that there's a confluence between the 21-day EMA, the area of support, and the Bitcoin value coming down into that area. So what might happen, in my opinion, is a bit more of a pullback in Bitcoin and then an aggressive shoot off from there. Look, we need to understand that we are still in a downtrend. We haven't broken that yet. If you look at the smaller time frame, you see that it came up to the downtrend, tapped it, and now is retracing. Now, where this might bounce is a key interesting question. I would say this chart will tell you where that will be. Now, because of the massive $10,000 wick that we got in Bitcoin, they developed an enormous CME futures gap. And that gap ranges from 85,000 all the way up to 91,000. And usually with CME, the area where it taps is the midpoint of that region, and it aligns perfectly with the candle close there, which is around the 89,000. Now, if you come back to the weekly, that 89,000 also comes exactly in line with the 21-day EMA, and that area, I believe, will be a strong bounce point. So I feel that this will come back, and more importantly, not feel, I hope it closed that CME gap, because we don't want what happened previously. I hope that it comes down, taps that area, and then gains massive momentum up from there. One factor we have to look at more than anything is the DXY. This will dictate whether we go up or down in Bitcoin, because right now it is rejecting off that downward channel, which is great. This could be a further continuation down, and it could come down and test this 200-day EMA. Now, the problem is that we do have a downward wedge formation. That channel usually indicates a breakout at one point. That breakout is going to be catastrophic for Bitcoin and all risk on assets. This is what you need to watch. That is the most key graph that you need to keep into your arsenal. If we look at Bitcoin dominance, it's still holding up that trend line that's going across here, the support level. It's still at the areas of support, and it's had a bit of a bounce. It's understandable. Bitcoin has had a huge run up. Where this will go right now is not clear. It is really sitting at the level, neckline resistance level. We could see a small little rejection from there, or it could go and test the top level there and then come back down. Where this is right now is still at support, so it's looking relatively strong, so alts may suffer. We look at USDT dominance, and we see it reject and find support at that multi-month trend line or trend wedge that we see there. This needs to come down. I like that it's rejecting off the 200-day MA, but what's interesting is that it looks like people are not taking profits back into USDT anymore. They're taking it into crypto, which is great, which is a good thing, and it means it's not taking it out of the market. I still ideally want this back into this range and possibly below this trend line, and ideally below the 3.86. We look at total market cap. It's not fantastic. Look, I mean, this wick is extremely bullish. That is one of the most bullish wicks you can get. The problem is that we've developed a area of resistance at a lower high. That's not great. We could potentially still see this come and test the midwick area around the 2.85 trillion. So this could have further downside potential. We look at the three coins that were mainly named. We look at XRP. It's had a lovely pump up and found resistance at the $3, which is the area we've drawn many moons ago. It's coming back down now. We will see some level of resistance at the 21-day EMA because the 21 and the 55-day are coming into an area of confluence. But the really interesting factor is that XRP is still in a range. We see a beautiful deviation, go down, gain liquidity, deviate back up. But where this will settle could be around that range and then see a further move up. We look at Solana. It's had a great move up. To be honest, it's actually broken above the area of resistance, which is fantastic, but then rejected back down. The area where Solana is a great buying opportunity, in my opinion, is between the 150 and the 160 area. That area there is the fair value gap that was developed on Solana. If you look at ADA, what is that? Candle. Oh my God. This has created an enormous fair value gap. I believe that this thing could come all the way back down to the 81.7 cents. As that area there looks like there is an area of confluence between the 55 to 21 day and the area of major support for this coin. We'll see where this goes and see what happens. Now, in conclusion, I'm not saying these levels will be hit. It just looks like, with extreme positive news, but what the market is showing and what the TA is showing are two battling forces. The problem that we find right now is that there's still weakness in the market. There's still sentiment is still low, even though this news is extremely bullish. We'll need to see where the Monday range develops for us to understand where this thing will go towards the end of the week. But I will say one thing above everything else. Everything could look amazing, everything can look bad, but one tweet from Donald Trump can change all of that. So be careful and you understand how difficult trading this current market is. I still believe that this thing is extremely bullish, but we need to understand details, we need to understand what that means, and we need him to actually tweet it on X, because he still hasn't tweeted it on X, he's only tweeted it on Truth Social. Let's see what happens. Let's see where it goes from here. What crazy times we're in crypto. And I'm Alvarez, the 7-figure crypto investor. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.